So, welcome everyone to our quarterly advisory board meeting. And for those of you who are watching, thanks for watching and keeping up to date with everything that we're working on. It is November 18th, just rolling through fall. And yeah, it's nice to see you, Cheryl and Ruth. Thanks so much for getting on here with us. We have a team member on here who you have not met yet, so we would love for Lori, our newest team member, to introduce herself. But I was thinking maybe Ruth and Cheryl, you could give a quick introduction of yourselves first, so Lori knows who she's talking to.
Yeah. Shumluk Shkandawayu, Ganhada Tegu, Simshianu. My Raven name is Woman of the Cedar Mat. I am an urban Tsimshian woman living on Fauna Otham traditional lands near Phoenix, Arizona. And I am, like, I don't know, a 15-year senior in college. I'm in my last year of studying towards a bachelor's degree, and I'm studying Native American or Native Alaskan arts and languages with a focus on Simalix, which is the language of my grandmother. That this degree program became available online subsequent to the pandemic. And also I around the same time that the degree program opened, I was accepted as a Rankin Scholar. So I feel very tied to this sisterhood, making it possible for me to come home to my grandmother and my people, even though I live really far away, to have the funds, to have the academic support to be able to learn and connect to home. So yeah. And I had a meeting with my advisor like almost a month ago, and I only have to take 4 more classes and then I'm going to graduate. Holy cow. So
Wow.
yeah,
Love
It's
that,
nice to
Ruth.
meet you,
nice
Ruth.
to meet you.
Well, I'm Cheryl Jackson. I am an alumni scholar. I graduated in 13. My degree was in chemical and biomolecular engineering, and this scholarship made it possible for me to change my life and my children's lives. So we went from literally living on food stamps in Section 8 and now fully support myself, and my children are grown and some of them are in college now. And I ended up working mostly in manufacturing, everything from operations management, plant manager. Now I'm in continuous improvement, all kinds of different things. So this scholarship has a lot of meaning to me as well, because it literally changed our lives and made it possible for us to do things we never thought possible. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you,
Yeah. I'm
Cheryl.
just remembering the day I had my phone call with, or like Zoom call with Breezy and Latrina, and I thought it was going to be an interview, like the next step of this is our formal interview to see you've made it to like kind of the finals. And I walked out of a therapy session because I left an abusive marriage and returned to school. And I walked out of a therapy session, sat down in my car. I met these two beautiful women, and they said, at the end of this big interview, just wanted to let you know you actually got the scholarship. So, um, like, changed my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for sharing. Haumadakiapi, Lori Amakiapi, Poplar, Wachincha, Huakpa, Dewati, Dakota Oyate. So I want to introduce myself in my language, since you did in your language, Ruth. My name is Lori. I am from Poplar, Montana, and I am part of the Dakota Nation on the Fort Peck Sioux and Assiniboine tribe in Poplar, Montana. So I'm the new Tribal Scholar Support Specialist for the Rankin Foundation, and I'm so excited and thrilled. It's been a wonderful couple weeks. I started about 3 weeks ago, and it's been wonderful ride so far. I'm a graduate of Montana State University Northern. I graduated in 2021 with my bachelor's in education. I was also a non-traditional student, so I that I was about, let's see, 32 when I graduated. And I'll be graduating with my master's in education this fall. So at the end of this fall, I'm so excited. I don't know if I know what to do with myself, but I think I might pick up a guitar like Breezy or something because I haven't had a lot of time for anything. But I am so excited to be a part of this organization and to help women with their educational through their educational journey. I'm just really passionate about the mission and everything that Jeanette Rankin stands for. My mom was a single mom. I was raised by my grandmother, who was a single woman. I also came from a family of domestic violence. My mom left my father because of domestic violence. So I'm very familiar and understand the struggles that a lot of the scholars face. So I'm excited to be here and to get to know each and every one of you.
Thank you, Lori. And yeah, we're a team now of scholar support specialists. It's Tiana and Lori, and I think you both have met Tiana and Lori and me. So yay. Yes. Oh, hi, Suzette. Uh, don't worry. Thanks for coming. Yeah, don't worry about being late ever. Okay, so I will look at the agenda. I did share the agenda. I shared an incorrect agenda and then a correct one. I'm really sorry about that. I had both open on my computer and did not realize. Because so I wanted to just remind everyone that Scholar Support Hours goes on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we have had a few alums come over the past year and a half, and like the scholars love it so much. I mean, I'm speaking, I guess, for Ruth and Suzette, but in general, the scholars who attend really love when alums come. And we have one coming actually tomorrow, which is great. And it's been just really beautiful because like anyone who comes, you know, they're everyone's so different, right? Some people are working on their master's, their PhD. Some people are got a job right after their bachelor's. And so it's just been like this lovely mix. And sometimes the alums will ask me, well, what should I talk about? And so I'll give a few suggestions of like areas of life, but it has been this really neat mix of like one person totally talking about finding funding for grad school, finding scholarships, applying for grad school, and then a different person just completely talking about mental health and self-care through grad school. And then a different person just totally talking about her career and how she networked to get it through school. So it's so I feel like that's kind of great that it just kind of depends on your personality and like where your skills lie, or if, even if you wanted to teach. Oh, sorry, my cat just knocked my mirror down. If you want to teach something, I would love to have you as a guest. And also another thing I have done is moved scholar support hours for a couple of alums. And that's okay too, because then sometimes if we have it on a Wednesday or a Monday instead of a Tuesday, other scholars can come who can't usually come on Tuesday. So I'm just saying to all of you alums on this team, don't feel bad about needing that too if you want to come as a guest. We also are meeting the last Sunday of the month, so that's another possibility to visit. Does anyone who's on here, I guess Cheryl is the only alum, have any questions about that?
Tried to schedule it a couple of times and life has gotten in the way.
Yeah, totally understandable. People are so busy. Yeah, let's try again. Whenever you have time and space in your life, let's try again. I'm sure the scholars would love to talk with you. Yeah, great. And then another thing I just wanted to put out there was our Discord, and that link is on the agenda. Because the people, I think, in my opinion, the scholars and alums who are on there, it is a nice space. It has been really fun. It's so different than Facebook. And we've made like all these different channels, like just for gratitude. We have one like where you just go in there and you put grateful for this, and that's it. We have one that's just photos. We have a channel that's just gifts, which gets funny, which is fun. What else, Lori? We have one for like areas of the United States.
One just for the
Majors.
tribal scholars, I think.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
questions, I think.
Questions, affirmations. I love the affirmations channel.
I
Yeah,
think
so
people
if-
have them based on
yeah.
their subjects too. Their
Of study.
yeah,
Yep.
their program of study.
Yep. So that's been really fun. If anybody else who hasn't gotten on Discord, it's for alums also. So I recommend it. It's a nice way. It doesn't like take a lot of time from me personally to get in there and like see what people are posting. It's usually pretty short things, which is fun. So it's just a nice, I think, way to keep in touch, especially with the scholars right now. It's really fun. Oh, the Star Party. I would love to hear from anyone who, I got to ask the scholars, and I guess again, Cheryl, you're the only alum on here. Did you watch the Star Party, Cheryl?
I did not get to.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so any of you who are watching though, if you have like feedback or if you would like to, email us and tell us your thoughts of the Star Party and how that went for you, we would still love to hear that. Hey, Ruth, that's fine. Ruth says, moving off camera while I drive a kid to doctor appointment. Thanks for joining us, even though you're busy. And then, Latrina, the next thing on the agenda was that our $5 campaign.
Yeah, I think the only question, Suzette, you got a question?
No, I just wanted to quickly say that it's all just been so inspirational. The Star Party was just like, I mean, I felt like I was there with you all, and it was, it was just really fun. I just you all just set such a great mood that it felt like we were there with you. So I just wanted to say that, and also I just want to say in regards to when the alum come and speak to us, it's so inspirational because folks are doing such amazing things, and it's very inspirational for me personally. So I just want to thank y'all for all that.
Thank you so much for adding those in, Suzette. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and Suzette and Ruth, I just wanted, because we talked about during our check-in for the Star Party, did either of you have any challenges getting onto the YouTube to access the Star Party?
Nope, it went perfect. Thanks.
Okay, great. Yeah, we just had a few individuals. So those are the things, as we're talking and, you're providing feedback. Of course, we want to always know if you run into any hiccups or bumps. So glad to hear that you didn't have any challenges with accessing it. So I want to definitely keep this before you because I know we have enough scholars and alum, well, not current scholars, so I'm just gonna say alum. So Ruth and Suzette, it's never an axe to you being a current scholar because we don't want you to do that. We want you to focus on your schooling. But we certainly have enough alums, and Breezy is working through now, just getting updated information because some of them we've lost contact with. But the goal that we kind of set out it was a hefty goal, but I think it's still quite doable for us as alums to be able to provide enough to fund a scholar grant each year. So with administration, I'm just going to go ahead and say 3,000 because it's 2,500, it's 1,250. But when we give numbers out to donors, which those that are donors, that's what you get called now, donor alum, I guess you could say. So just to give you an update as to where we are, there has been, since we started the $5 campaign, there has been 29 donations thus far, and 7 of them have committed to being recurring donors. And this is where I know, right? I'm excited about that because to go from 0 to 7, and it does not. Here's the thing, we set $5. But that's not, if you can do more than 5, do more than 5. I mean, but if 5 is only what your budget will allow, That's fine. The thing I want to make sure that as you're going in to set it up, that you make sure that it's attached to that $5 campaign, because we kind of created a campaign just for that so that we can track. I can go back and check it later, but then I just got to go through all of the donations and grab names. And if for the alums, if your last name has changed, or if I didn't know you personally, I may not even recognize that, that it is for Rankin, that it is a Rankin alum. So we got that link. And Breezy, when is the last time that we shared it out? Just, about the $5 campaign. It's been a minute, right? Because I know we didn't share
It
it
was
out.
before the star party. It was before
Yeah.
the star party. So yeah, we could share that again.
Yeah, so we can definitely just get that shared out. And again, here, the goal is for, it would just be amazing for those of us, I'm Rankin alum, so I totally know the impact that it had on my life and being able to afford me the opportunity to complete undergrad. And I have always wanted to do that for another sister. And just the fact that we can come together and make it happen. Do you not know just what that would read like in the newsletter, things of that nature? We do give back, and it goes beyond coming and being a guest for the Scholar Support Hour, but we really understand the impact and want to make it happen for one of our current Rankin Scholar sisters. So I encourage everybody to do that. Yes, Cheryl.
Oh, no, I was just scratching.
Oh, I saw your hand. And Suzette, did you lower your hand, or were you just playing with it? I thought I saw your hand.
I'm sorry, like I'm trying to eat and I'm like, I just walked in the door and
I get it.
so I
Oh, no
apologize.
problem. No problem. So, but again, the highlight is that, 29 donations since we started. That was what, the beginning of August? Was it, Breezy, that first email went out? Or maybe mid-August? I know I'm not gonna make you remember it,
don't
but
remember.
nevertheless, we're there and we're at 7 recurring. I think I said, and I put I like 50 recurring donors, because if you remember when we went back, and it's still doable. I think it's still doable. And even if, let's just say, you don't want to do just the $5 at one time, I mean, monthly, you don't have to. A lot of people don't do that. But if you just did, the $5, what is that, $60? Let's see, times 5. Yeah. So if you just want to do a one-time donation, I mean, you can actually do a yearly donation. So I want to make sure you know what your options are. If you don't want to do the monthly, you can certainly come in there and do just a one-time yearly gift, and you set that on recurring. Or if you big balling and shot calling, just, go on and pay it up for like 10 years or something. I don't know. whatever suits your budget is what matters. So again, thank you for those who have given. And again, I know we can do this. I know we can make it happen. And I'm excited and looking forward to being able to share out. Yes, we hit this goal for the 24-25 academic year. And keep in mind, our academic year runs through May. So just know with our scholars, so we're halfway there. So you got to look at, we still got another half that I think that we can make it happen. Dollar amount, I know that's real, Ruth. Life goals for me too. Okay. We all gonna be big baller shot callers, just making some things happen.
I got a new phrase from Latrina. Yes.
Well, I don't remember. Cheryl helped me out. Me and Cheryl was playing some of that old school music. It's a rapper that says this, but I don't remember who the rapper is. I know Cheryl. I'm like, I don't remember.
I was into things like in this moment. So,
Yeah, I know, right? So, yeah. It certainly is. So I won't steal their thunder. I'll just use it. So I can't give them direct credit, but just know I got it.
Swishahouse, it says.
Is it Swishahouse?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you, I know I got it from somebody else, and so I can't take the credit.
Love it.
But I love it too, and I think we're gonna make it happen with Swishahouse. You said Swishahouse?
Yeah.
Hey, let's go Swishahouse. So swoosh on that. So yeah. So come on, sisters, let's just do it. And I'm telling you that the graphic, I told y'all I would try and get, and I will, I just need to circle back with Maheen to get a graphic so you can kind of see the thermometer and you can continue to see that move. And I just want to figure out what's going to make the best sense, because even if it's dollars, I get excited the fact if we get another person that decides to become a recurring donor, that's still a win for us this year. Because again, to go from zero, well, I've been a recurring donor for a minute, but I added one in for this because I want to be a part of another piece of the pie. So cool, cool. Does everybody on? Well, Suzette and Ruth, y'all can't ask questions because you don't really need to understand. And I'm sure you do because you've heard me talk about it enough now. But Cheryl, you good as to what we're trying to do? Lori, I'm going to make sure, I know I talked with you briefly about that $5 campaign. So do you understand a little better what the goal is of
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Awesome.
very exciting.
So we're gonna make it happen. So again, thank you all in advance for listen, it's all in fun, Suzette. It's late in the evening, and this is how I get through late meetings. If I don't laugh, I'll probably be over here crying because I've been going since about 7 o'clock this morning. So it's certainly been a long day. Yeah. And Breezy, what else was on the agenda? That's bad.
Oh, the application. The application is open for new scholars. Yes. Yes, we have a beautiful flyer that I have definitely sent to all of you. I'm happy to resend it. If anyone needs it, I will probably resend it anyways, just for you to be reminded. But if you can please share it widely.
Mhm.
And if you current scholars, if you just think of like professors or advisors or people who you think might get excited and be willing to share it. Especially if you are attending a tribal college or know someone who's going to a tribal college or works at a tribal college, that would be wonderful. Also just to, any friends, family, classmates, alums, if you have, if you still have contacts like I do at the college I went to, please share it, with them, as long as it's an accredited nonprofit school. And there are women and people who identify as female who go there. That's like, a wonderful way to share it. Yeah, any other thoughts on that, Latrina or Lori?
Yeah, and just thinking, especially Suzette and Ruth, if you are at your school and you see like some type of flyer that comes across, hey, we're doing like this college fair, things of that nature, get the information, because if we can't have an actual team person to be there, since we're growing, we have a little bit more capacity. We can, if nothing else, see if we could get information like some flyers or things over to their contact person. Also, Ruth and Suzette, like as you're in your school, if there's a location that you all have like a bulletin board or something like that where you can pin something, listservs. So I want you to think about all of the many things that you currently get that we may be able to connect with individuals to make sure we can get the information out. So if that be the case, if you have some names already that you want to introduce us with, that's all fine. If you just want to kind of say, hey, I want to connect you to the foundation so they can get information in your hands. We don't want you to have to do it because we can, pick it up and do it. We just need you to make the introduction, because oftentimes that's what kind of pushes it forward, by them knowing you, trusting your word, and you making that introduction to share over with them.
Yeah,
So
if you have something that I can forward via email, that would be perfect.
yeah. Okay, Breezy. So I guess when you do the recording and send it out, Breezy will definitely attach that flyer. And like if you're comfortable with it and you're on social media, please just share there, because oftentimes we may not be in direct contact with them, but we're friends with a lot of people that we don't necessarily talk to on a regular basis, but they have connections with, you know, like we have worked, Suzette and Ruth, with the TRIO programs. So if you know somebody over at your TRIO, at your school, if they have a TRIO program, reach out to them, you know? So these are just places where we know that we can reach our demographic of students and make sure they have the information. And Suzette, I see your hand, and I want to make sure you all are aware, just as Breezy does the scholar support on Tuesdays, I do applicant support. So every Wednesday night at 7, I am online with individuals who have questions about the application, because I want to make sure their questions are answered. Okay. And I want to make them feel comfortable. So I see your hand, Ruth. Let me ask Suzette, because I saw Suzette's hand, and I'll come back to you, Ruth. Yes,
Yeah,
Suzette.
I just wanted to quickly say, so as we're speaking, you know, today I started working on the application. My school is trying something new, rather than you know, like, say, hiring models for advertising. They want to have students basically be influencers. So anyway, and you know, and share their story and so forth, and
Yeah.
try and motivate people to come back to school. So I'm someone that they actually chose, and so I'm working on my application as we speak. But I was just thinking, wow, this would be a great something to tie in with that. And so that would be maybe I would maybe like to connect you all also with the director of innovation strategy, who's I haven't finished my application and submitting it yet, but anyway, but I think that would be a great marketing something for me as well. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay. Breezy's known that. And again, connections are just that. As long as they're open to us connecting with them. And just to kind of talk about what I've done in the past, if we can't get somebody on the ground in the area, we can do a Zoom with, you know, a particular program or a particular department where we can share the information out. I mean, I've worked with whoever is willing and they want the information. I want to make sure they get it. And we try to be as accommodable as we possibly can to make sure they get it. And then, you know, that way we build a relationship with some of the professors that I did this with, because we then kind of challenge them to make sure they're doing like the letters of rec for the students. So we make sure all components of the application is covered, hopefully, so that once they start, they can go ahead and submit it successfully. Yes, Ruth.
So I have a friend I've been trying to encourage to apply for this scholarship for the longest time, and I think this time she might actually do it. And I'm really excited to hear that you have applicant support hours. And where do I find that information so I can send it to her?
Yes, I'm going to grab the link, and all she needs to do is register one time. If she registers, she can use that same information. As I like to say, when I close out my call, we'll be back here, same bat time, same bat channel, as long as it's not a holiday. So we do it every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So Ruth, what are you? Are you 2-3 hours behind? What's your time difference?
We're Arizona, so I think I'm 3 hours behind you. Is it 8:30 where you all are right now?
No, it's 7:35.
7. Oh, okay. Yeah, when the time changes, I guess I'm only 2 hours behind you.
Yeah,
I'm on Mountain Time now,
that's why
but
I have
I'm
to
on
ask.
Pacific Time sometimes.
Yeah, so it would be then if it's 3 hours, then it's 4 p.m. For you. So let me grab that link and I'll send it over. And like now last week is tell her to jump in now. Because it gets real busy. And I mean, I could easily have 50, 60 people on the call, and it's like herding cows, calves, horses, and whatever else you want to think about to get them in, because I try and, you know, do round robin with them. But it's hard when you got so many. But like last week, it was the first week, and not as many were in there. We only had 2 people join. So encourage her, if she's coming, to come earlier rather than later, because the closer we get to January, people get anxious, and Breezy knows. Lori will find out. I call it mad. It gets quite mad in there. So let me grab that link and give it to you. Yeah, please tell her to jump on. And if she's gone into, I asked them from the beginning if they have even attempted to start. And so that's my first, thought for them is to make them feel comfortable enough to, even if they haven't started, is to start it. I mean, because that's half the battle is just getting in there and creating your account and getting it going. And of course, when they do it real time, I can see that they've actually created an account in there. Uh-oh, we lost Ruth. So Breezy, if you would, as you're sending out, I'm gonna drop it in the chat, so hopefully she can get back on. But make sure you put it in the notes for that
Yeah,
applicant
okay.
support as well. So yeah, we
Great.
want to make sure we get them what they need, and it ain't no challenges. So yeah, yep. Share, and share again, and connect. So we can feel, and I'll share this with you so that you are aware as to where we are and where we want to be. So normally yearly we have more than enough national individuals, students to apply, more than we can actually even award. But we received additional funding this year to work with students who are attending tribal colleges and with just in the indigenous that identifies indigenous. So if you know somebody that you think that qualifies, please, I beg of you to make sure you share that out. Welcome back, Ruth. So I want to make sure that the goal is this year to have just as many of them applying for the tribal college grants as it is in the national pool. And so that's going to take a lot of effort on everybody's end to make sure we can do that. So let me grab the link, Ruth. We're going to put it in the chat, but Breezy is also going to put it in the
Email
meeting
tomorrow.
notes that she'll send out with the recording. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you all in advance for what you're going to do to help us get the word out to everybody. And we're going to have the most applicants ever. Again, I'm sure more than we'll ever be able to award, but who knows if we have that many more, then that means we just the advisory board just got to raise more money so we can award more grants, right?
That's right.
I just dropped that link in the chat.
And Lori, did you have I know you've been working hard too on recruitment. Did you have any other comments or thoughts?
No, I think I was going to add about the applicant support hour, but Latrina already covered that. Yeah, to just reach out to as many people as you can. And like Ruth said, I feel like we all know somebody closely that wants to go back to school or is in school and could use some help. So just even reach out to those couple people that you know that are closest to you. Sometimes those end up being the most successful because you're close and you can help them.
Agreed.
Yes.
Do they have to fall within a certain age category or anything?
Yes.
No,
25.
I mean, well, I take that back. It
Yes.
depends on their location. So they
Yeah.
do. I said no, but I'm thinking older instead of younger. So Montana, Georgia, tribal college folk 25 and over. If they're just national, not connected to like a tribal college or don't live in Georgia or Montana, it's 35 and over. And that flyer has that information on there. So you'll be able to see what those age parameters are.
Well, great. Our last thing is just about our next quarterly meeting. And so I'll just give you that date and then I'll see if anyone has any last thoughts or questions. So 3 months from now would be February. So it looks like Monday, February 24th at 7 p.m. would be 3 months from now. So I will send out an invite also to that. And paste it right here. Did anyone have any questions or thoughts or anything that are on here? right. Good. Well,
That's right before I go to the Herd Indian Fair and Market. So you guys are gonna have to talk me down from my nerves and tell me that it's fine. I can go be a professional artist in front of a bunch of people. It's fine.
yes.
It's
It is
fine.
totally fine.
Okay,
It is
we will.
totally, yeah.
I got accepted to the Herd Indian Fair and Market. Okay.
That's amazing.
So
Yeah,
exciting.
with your beautiful weaving.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
nice. Ruth.
Oh,
Mm, very
And
cool.
don't think I done forgot you're supposed to be teaching me. So don't think I forgot I asked you about that. I'm gonna give you a pass since you're in school.
I'm ready. I'm actually flying in January. I'm going for the second time ever. I'm going to be on like Simshan lands, Lachibam Simshan. So our people come from like the river and coastal waterways of Southeast Alaska, Northwest British Columbia, and I'm going to go to the southernmost tip of Simshan lands and live there for like a week and a half and teach weaving to a bunch of Simshan people
Oh,
who
cool.
haven't woven since 1887.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, that's super cool,
awesome.
Rose.
That's
amazing.
You guys
amazing.
made this life possible for me, yo. Like,
Wow.
I can study this because of Rankin, and I get to go home and take my kids home and speak my language and all of these. Anyway,
Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
Well, we're
now I'm
excited
crying
for
in
you.
my car with you guys again. It's a habit.
Happy tears,
Happy
happy
to cry.
tears.
It's
Mhm.
always been happy tears with you.
Yeah.
Happy tears. Well, wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Thanks for sharing that, Ruth. Thanks for
Yeah,
sharing that. That's
amazing.
awesome. I mean, y'all scholars rock. I'm telling you, y'all
Mhm.
do. I mean, Suzette is doing amazing things on Skid Row and just sharing.
Yeah.
So you all are some badass women, and I love it. I
Seriously.
absolutely love it. Yes, I do.
Mhm.
So thanks for all that you do to make a difference in your immediate network and groove, not necessarily immediate, but being able to share what has been kind of, I don't want to say forgotten, but lost for a minute. So that in itself will just be amazing to bring that back to your community. So
Mhm.
kudos. All right, Breezy, anything else?
Yeah. No, that's all I have.
Oh, I forgot. Well, so yeah, so I was actually just recently appointed to the new Skid Row Resident Advisory Council. Governor Newsom about a year or two ago gave Skid Row $60 million, and the County Board of Supervisors has been helping us implement different steps with the money. I mean, with action plans. And so for the last 2+ years, I've been part of this grassroots work, and that's come out of it is that a resident advisory board for different things. And the first resident advisory board that they've selected and appointed has been 5 people who will be a resident advisory board for Skid Row. It's a year commitment and $10,000 for the year. Yeah. And so
Cool.
for next year,
Amazing.
yeah.
Cool,
So
cool.
I get like $800 a month. So like I'll have an income for a minute.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
That's
Yeah.
what
nice.
So
an amazing
and
Congrats.
way.
it's kind of a big deal, but yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Very
that
big
is.
deal.
That is. Thanks again for sharing. That's, I'm telling you, you all are doing some amazing
Uh-huh.
things and,
Yeah,
definitely
I
making a
I
difference.
have to say too, like I know, I get to talk to the scholars a lot, and Ruth and Suzette are two who consistently have really cool news to share. Like it's so inspiring. Just consistently.
I love it.
Super cool.
Man, we are so fortunate. We are so fortunate for the support you give us so that we can be our whole selves. Thank you for this.
Mhm. Mhm.
Love it. Love it.
Thank you.
Oh,
Mhm.
and just one other thing. So Hilton Foundation also has a cohort of like 8 of us, where for the first time they're trying to get an idea of how they help people, basically with lived experience transition, through a life journey
Yes.
with professional development. So they with this cohort of 8 of us, they have $25,000 that they're going to split between the 8 of us, and which is like $3,100 each. And so we can all, use it for whatever like we want to use it for. I told them I want to put it towards my tuition as well as my rent for next year. So it's not till like next year sometime that I get it. But anyway, they're gonna track, basically like how it's gonna, affect, us getting, because I live on public benefits, like how it's gonna affect that. Or, I have another friend, she's starting a business. So they're just gonna track, because they've never like done this and then tried to track how people will be impacted, good, bad, and differently. And so so anyway, that's all.
Well, keep us updated on that, because that's a consistent struggle, even with us, how we disperse our funds, as to how it can unfortunately affect and cause displacement, if you would, depending on with the amount. So keep us abreast of anything that
I
comes
just
out of
got
that.
back from a conference in San Jose, and I had dinner the second night there with like the head of funding for the Hilton Foundation. And so so she's kind of trying to be a support for me right now. So that's cool.
Wonderful. Sounds good. Well, Preeti, if that's it, again, thanks everybody for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
You got a few minutes of your time back, and thank you for always jumping on and joining us to continue to do what it is that we do. And stay tuned. We're going to figure out a graphic. I just got to pin Maheen down and get her to do something so you can see this growing and what's going to make the best sense for us to share out how we are impacting even now with the 29 donations and the 7 being recurring givers. So stay tuned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Nice to meet
Good
you all.
night.
Everybody.
Connection
Bye.
Newsome, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.